Shut up. Shut up. Shut up right now. Hippity hoppity. Women are property. I know. I know. I know it. 1 second, guys. Okay. All right. I think we are fully set up. I think we're ready to go. All right. I think we're cool. All right. Hippity hoppity. Women are property. The red pill is ruining men. Whatever will we all do? We can't live this way. We can't hate women because why would we hate women? Don't I mean women are Mother Earth, right? Aren't they the beginning of everyone? Everyone comes from a woman, right? Right? Wait, hear me out. Hear me out. There are so many people, ladies, out there now talking about how the red pill movement has ruined their marriage. There are so many women out there now talking about how men are no longer the same. They have been ruined with this toxic ideology that is worse than toxic masculinity. Okay, let me tell you right now. I'll have you know, it's worse than toxic masculinity. This is Nazism in practice. This is evil, all sorts of evil that are being spewed on these red pill channels. Now, do you guys know what I'm talking about when I talk about red pill channels? Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Hmm? This is what I'm talking about. Oh yeah, speaking of toxic masculinity, Undead Chronic, what happened to him? I just messaged him today to figure out what the heck is going on with him because I know he lost his channel yet again, so I've heard. I'm gonna see if he. Okay. Oh my gosh. That was an hour ago. He still hasn't answered, so who knows what's going on. But anyway, toxic masculinity. Toxic masculinity is now under red pill ideology. The red pill started with people waking up and saying that they are no longer going to solely look at the image that is given to us, but look further into it, look deeper behind the veil, if you will, and actually see the truth, the hard, dirty, despicable truth. And that's what red pill was all about. It wasn't originally about relationships and feminism, not feminism, femininity and masculinity. It wasn't about that in the beginning. But once the relationship side of the red pill movement began, this is where this boom, this explosion of men coming out and talking about their experiences in the current world that we live in. And all they did was talk about the truth. Exactly what the red pill is. The red pill, you guys remember, even before relationship talk, the red pill was about talking about the truth, the dirty, nasty truth behind all the roses and you know what I'm talking about. Behind that beautiful facade, let's talk about the real. Because you guys remember the movie The Matrix. What was it in The Matrix? The world that they put on their computer, it looks like the everyday world that we're used to seeing, but behind that, it was dirty, it was boring, the food sucked, the clothes were gray, everything was gray and brown and ugly, but that was the real life. That was actually the truth. Even though it was ugly, it was the truth. And that's exactly what the red pill did when it came to relationships. The men came out and they said the truth. They said, hey, listen, if we're really going to get red pill on this, let's talk about the truth. Forget the image that women give. Forget the image that they portray, or the image that they have been seen as on Disney and princesses and all this model-less society. No, no, no. Let's talk about the real women. Let's talk about the true, the behind the scenes, the area where it's all gray and brown and boring and all they did was say the truth. Women are losing their mind about it. Now, the thing that made me think about it today was I was watching the YouTubes as I normally do, and I came across a couple of videos, not just one, but like 15, around 15 videos of women, women, women talking about their experiences of how the red pill side of YouTube has destroyed their marriage, or how they're single and they're dating, but the men are red pill. And I want to get into it. I'll talk to you guys about what it is. But here we go. We have. Now, I'm excited to talk about this. You guys know I'm excited. I'm happy because I love the red pill. I love it. I actually do love it. But the thing is, there is a side to the red pill that I don't like. There is a side that I don't like. And I want to share it with you because I don't want you guys to think that I'm just all about the red pill. I'm not. I'm not. Because there is a side that is a little bit stupid. There's a side that is stupid to red pill. And it has nothing to do with the men. It has everything to do with the voice system. And I feel like my internet is acting stupid. Guys, let me know if something is going. Is it lagging? I know. I feel like something's going on. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel it too. Hold on, see if I can. Because my stupid computer keeps overheating, and I'm sorry, guys. Let me know if it's getting better. I am lagging. God dang it. I guess YouTube doesn't like us talking about red pill, do they?
Is it the stream that's doing it, or is it just on the side of your computer? I'm trying to figure that out now. It looks a little choppy on the YouTube side, like all around.
I don't know. Here, hold down the stream for a second. I'll just come in and go back out. Like go back out and come back in and see if it helps. Okay, hold on.
Yep. So okay, we'll work as we work on this, guys. Hi, how you doing? Welcome in. Not sure what the issue is. I've been having some problems over on my own channel with StreamYard as well. Like it's like the browser's refusing to play videos on my side. I had a black screen for a while this morning or this afternoon, but it was fine on the YouTube side. I don't know. So I don't know if it's the software or if it's just her internet or if it's a combination of problems. We're working on it. So good to see you guys too. So sorry about last week. I had a prior engagement with family that I couldn't get out of, so I needed to be there. But our guest is in the silent booth. I'm assuming. Can you guys hear me okay, or is it coming through choppy too? Because if it's coming through choppy on my end, then it's not a problem with her computer or her internet. It's a problem with the software. So let me know. So if it's coming through, if it sounds like Matrixy or it's breaking up at all, okay. I just wanted to double check a little bit. Okay, so that might just be an issue on her computer's end too then. Because now I'm looking at it, it looks clear on the YouTube side. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm not... obviously, I'm a professional. We're all professionals here. We're professional YouTubers. We know what we're doing. We know how to fix all the things. So, yeah, welcome in, everybody. For those of you just coming in, Linus will be back as soon as she's able. We're working on the tech side of it. She's resetting everything right now. Hopefully that fixes the problem. Otherwise, you're just going to have to listen to me like caterwaul on here. So we are working on it. Amir has a lot to learn. Well, yeah, I mean, I'm honestly surprised my computer's not overheating. I don't have the air conditioner on in here, and it is hot. It's very hot. It wasn't that warm today outside, but I've got really bad insulation, so it's not great. It gets really cold in here in the winter and really hot in the summer. So, but it is what it is. Red Pill is trying to wake people up. Red Pill, yeah, I kind of don't want to get too too deep on that myself without her input right now. But I think Red Pill started that way, Schizo. And Frost was chatting with you a little bit in the chat. I think it started that way, but I think that lately, at least the public face of it anyway, has not been great. I don't have a problem with people going their own way. It's fine. But when it starts to sound like horseshoe theory in action, when there's a side of it, a very vocal side of it, that is blaming women for all the things that the feminists on the other side are blaming men for, right? And then it becomes the same thing. Yeah, and it just poisons things and it drives a wedge. So I think there's probably merits to it, but I think it gets lost in the ideology and in the movement a little bit. So, but that's just my opinion. I know you guys didn't come here to hear what I think about it. So, incel city, that's funny. I don't think they're all incels, honestly. I really don't. I think some of them are guys who've been through divorce, like me, who took it too far. I think some of them are guys who just never had really a good interaction with the opposite sex. I think some of them probably are incels. I don't know. So yeah, it's just it isn't what it was. The movement isn't what it was. The ideas behind it, the basis of it, I don't think is a bad thing. But yeah, who wins in a fight, down mirror or chill? I don't want to. Nope. No, I'm not doing that. Is Samuel the one? Samuel is not the one. Samuel happens to be the one who's here right now, but he's not the one by any stretch of that term. So, yeah, and that's, see, Jacob, like you follow my channel over there too. We talk a lot about that over there too. Is how AI and the robotic companions and the AI companions and whatnot are contributing to the same crap of people just not finding each other and making families, which is contributing to a declining birth rate. Probably in small numbers now, but it's going to get larger. Elon Musk just debuted this thing on Twitter with Grok 4, I think, where it's essentially an AI waifu companion, right? And I think that's absolutely going to be bad for people down the road, because they'll get attached to a program. You can't have babies with a program. So, so do you think the immigration issue is a big money pit and kicks back to politicians? I think some of it is. Oh, hey, look who's back. Hi.
I don't know. I feel like it's still acting stupid.
It seems a little better to me on this side, but I don't know how it sounds to them.
I turned it off and came back. Like I restarted the computer.
Right.
And the fan is still on, like it's overheating.
Do you have it propped up so air can get through it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's propped up. I did what I could, but maybe it'll eventually calm down. Who knows?
No. All right. Well, it
But
seems less choppy to me, so.
Well, that's not going to stop the conversation. I don't care. Like if it's choppy, we're just going to have to push through because
Okay.
we're having this conversation. It's
then.
happening. It has to happen. Like there's no choice. We are doing this, choppy or not choppy. It's going down.
All right, I'm gonna drop in the back. Thanks for listening to me, guys.
You guys aren't too traumatized, right? What did he say to you all? Why are you guys scared? All of you guys look scared. Why are you guys scared? What happened? Tell me. All right. So listen, if anything happens, just let me know. And then I will try to restart again. I mean, what else can I really do? I mean, it's not like we really have control over these things like we really think we do, right? We're always like, oh, yeah, just let me know if it does it again. I will start it again. Oh, that's all we can do, really. Like the technology is in control of everything. We can't really do anything anyway. But anyway, back to what I wanted to talk to you guys about, and let me know if anything else is acting stupid. Okay. All right. So, yes, I see you all. Yes, I see you. And I don't know why you guys are freaking out. You guys are scared. You guys calm down. It's okay. All right, here we go. All right, so the videos that I've been seeing, right, of the ladies coming out and saying that their relationships are ruined and that once the moment that their men started watching Red Pill, it ruined their entire relationships. Now, what is the reason why it ruined their relationships? Hear me out. Hear me out. I would share with you guys the videos, but apparently I don't want to push my computer right now. But I'll tell you guys what she says. The ladies are saying, because of the red pill movement, my man, my fiance, there were people who were getting ready to get married, and the marriages never happened because of the red pill movement. She says, my fiance came and asked me my body count. Or, here we go. My fiance now tells me that he will not help me with children, taking care of the children, because I guess there was something like talking about, would you change diapers? And I guess the man was like, no, I'm not going to change diapers. Ever since he saw the red pill movement, he's like, no, that's not what men do. Men make the money, women take care of the kid. The other thing, another woman came out and said, my man now refuses to help around the house. He no longer will clean. He no longer will wash the dishes. And it's all because of the red pill movement. Another woman came out and said, because of the red pill movement, my husband has started to be a jerk. He's starting to be mean to me for no reason. The last one that I'm going to give you was a group of single ladies who said they were hanging out one night at a restaurant. They met another group of guys, and these guys, they like hit it off. They had these great conversations. They were having a great time. And then the guys invited the girls back to their penthouse or apartment, what have you. The girls agreed. They said, sure, we'll go back to your penthouse, right? So they all were walking because I guess they were drinking, so they didn't want to drive. So they all start walking back to this penthouse that they were talking about, yeah? And as they were on their way, I guess the walk was like a 10 to 15-minute walk. They were talking as they were walking back. Now, here's the funny part. She said the moment that we agreed to come back to their penthouse or condo, whatever it was, they started acting like jerks. The moment that we said yes, they started acting like jerks. And she went on to say, like, we were walking and then I was trying to talk to one of them and they were almost like ignoring us as we were walking back to their apartment, penthouse, whatever. And then she said, and then a lot of them, they just started saying like, yeah, like, hurry up, come on, hurry up, walk. And when they got there, they were sitting there in the living room area or what have you. And she said, oh, I thought we were promised food. And the guys were like, oh, you want to eat or something like that, and kind of just standoffish and mean. The last thing, the reason why this whole night ended was because she said this. She said, well, I was promised food, so I'm going to eat all the chips in the house. So she went into the kitchen, opened up the pantry, got the chips, and started eating all their chips like a psycho. And she said the men didn't like that. So it created like this weird, bitter environment, which made them feel uncomfortable. And they left. The girls left. Yes, D-Day. Now tell me this. Who was the weird one in this situation? She said the men, they were thinking they were all red pill and they were awkward. Madam, what gives you the right to go into someone else's home, open their pantry, which is that's like pulling down someone's pants. Don't go in people's houses opening their pantries, okay? But she opened the pantry, ate all the chips because she said that she was promised food and she was going to make them keep their promise of feeding her. And anyway, so let me share with you guys this. The only one of these stories that I thought was stupid was the one where the woman said that the man won't change diapers or something like that. I'm like, that's a little stupid. You know, I don't think that the red pill movement is telling men that they can't take care of their children just because they're men. But primarily, that is the woman's job. And now, the other thing was women now seeing men not really complain, but actually speak on the issues that they're seeing of women. They are calling this evil. What do they call not misandry? No. Misogynist. They're calling this woman hating. They're calling it, what was the word that was? Oh, yeah, that you hate your own mother. You hate women as a whole. You hate your mother because you don't want a woman whose body count looks like the COVID-19 infection numbers. You know what I'm talking about? Because you don't want that. You're a woman hater. Now, a lot of women are feeling scared. They're saying that they're scared now because the men are becoming evil and mean and so on and so forth. Now, I know that me and Samael have differing views on this subject because Samael believes that the red pill movement is a bunch of woman haters. He says that. And I hear him. I hear you out. But the reason I say that I support what the red pill movement stands for, but I don't support a lot of what it's turned into now, because now what it's turned into is that a lot of men, in order to keep the content going on their channels, have had to become a little bit more radicalized, a little bit more radicalized, a little bit more radicalized, which has turned into kind of silly. It's becoming a bit silly. And I know a lot of people are not going to like me here, but hear me out. Hear me out. The reason I say it's becoming a bit silly is because of this. When a lot of these men are talking, a lot of these men are speaking, and they're not speaking to men who are wanting to be married or wanting family or wanting futures. They're speaking to men who pretty much have said, like, I don't want relationships, I don't want anything, and that's fine. That's cool and all. But when I speak about marriage and future, we're asking women to not be hoes, okay? To respect your husband, to know your place. I mean, I don't think that's really hard. I don't think it's really hard to freaking understand. I don't think that's hard to understand. I don't think that it's wrong for men to dominate his house, dominate his woman, and dominate his kids. That is your kingdom. Your home is your kingdom as a man, and you need to run your home accordingly. You run your home like it's a goddamn kingdom. That's how the man is supposed to do. And I'm completely cool with. But this other thing that I'm seeing from the so-called red pill is where they're telling this information to men, but they're not specifying, like, hey, what I'm telling you guys is not for men who want to be married. This is not for people who want to be married, because you have a bunch of you do have some people who are like married and they listen to it, and then all of a sudden they start treating their wife bad because they're like, oh, now I'm developing this new mindset. But the thing is, let me ask you guys this. Could it be that husband, if this man was already married, and him watching red pill all of a sudden made his personality change? Could it be, I don't know, could it be that there was already something in him that saw something in his woman that somehow related to the red pill movement? Hear me out. Don't throw the darts at me, okay? Don't throw darts at me. I see a couple of people like pulling back. So just wait. Reason I said that is because a lot of men get married without any of this red pill information. They get married without the red pill information, and then they end up becoming simps by accident. And they didn't realize that they were simping, right? And then when they hear the red pill movement, they realize, damn, my wife is kind of not grateful. My wife is she probably was a whore before I married her. Hold on one second. See, I came prepared because I was like, if I need to bring my charger, I'm not going to get up and I'm not going to run around the house to go do it. Okay. I bought the charger. I got it. There we go. Okay. Look, American Patriot, you can't say anything this time because American Patriot always says, oh, the obligatory charger run. No, not this time. You see that? Fionn and American Patriot, you can't talk about me today. So, could it be that they kind of felt something that they kind of already knew? Like, you know what? My wife, she said that she had never done some things before we got married. And then when we got married, when we went to that bedroom, she was teaching me things that I never knew before. But how the hell did she learn that? And you know, some things just click when a man watches the red pill content and they're like, "Oh, you know what? Maybe, just maybe I have been simping." And maybe they try to change their behavior, change their personality after the fact, but it just causes problems in a marriage because obviously you started out one way, you got your woman accustomed to you being one way, and then you try to change it up because all of a sudden you're starting to realize things, but that only causes divorces. That only causes more divorces, and God forbid you have children already. You know what I mean? I know, Aaron, I know, and that's what I'm saying. And I'm like, I can understand that with my little female brain. Dr. Yamaka in Kazakhstan said that a female have a brain like squirrel, the same size like squirrel brain. Dr. Yamaka, he's very, 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 very famous and very professional in his profession. So Dr. Yamaka said that, and I believe it. Because you guys know I have the brain like squirrel. I have brain like squirrel because I'm woman. And I understand that even with my little squirrel brain, I understand that sometimes people can look at content and say, you know what? I think I messed up. I think I see the signs. I see the signs where I did something wrong and I want to change it, but that's just not the way to do it. It's just not the way to do it. So my my question to you all is, do you think that I'm not going to ask you because I already know what Frost is going to say. I'm not even asking Frost. Frost, this question is not for you. Some things are not for you, Frost. Some things are not for you, Habibi. Okay, but I want to ask you guys: do you guys believe that the red pill content is detrimental to marriage? And I'm not talking about to men or just to women, to marriage specifically, to marriage inherently, to all the values that we look for in marriage. Do you believe that the red pill movement is only for men who want to be single? What do you guys think? Who are you talking to, Yaku? Who are you talking to? We're not going to do that. You can't. So, mm, mm, mm. Okay. The majority of you guys said no. And I want to ask you guys something. To the people who said no, because the people who said yes are using Libra brain, I guess you could say, hey, there's a Libra here, though, but Libra brain, trying to balance out things. My question to the people who said no, if you guys are saying that no, it's not detrimental to marriage, let me ask you this. Why is it that you see that the majority of red pill content creators are not married? The majority of red pill creators are not married, but they are either divorced or, you know what, maybe they learned from their mistakes and they're just trying to give the information that they learned. But hear me out, hear me out. If it were true that it isn't detrimental to marriage, then why is it that we don't see the promotion of marriage that much in the red pill space? Oh, John Doe says corn is more detrimental because it warps the expectations and respect between adults. I don't know what is inside of corn that makes it so detrimental to marriage, but maybe it's because I'm not in that world. But from what I know, corn is just watching other people make the goat cheese. No, I mean, you're just watching other people make goat cheese. Like, what's well, I guess you could be comparing your woman to the woman that you see on there. Like, maybe that woman is doing something that your woman doesn't know how to do, or is not able to do, or is not as flexible. I don't know. Maybe that's the thing, but I don't see that corn is that detrimental. I don't know, but maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. I mean, what would be the reason to even watch corn if you're already married? You guys are, you should be. Well, all right. We're going into a different side of that's not what I wanted to talk about that much, but it says because they think marriage is not worth the stress. Oh, so then it is detrimental. It is detrimental to marriage then, because Yakub, it is. It's a contradiction to say the red pill movement is not detrimental to marriage, but then at the same time say that they think it's not worth the stress. You know what I mean? That's a contradiction in my book. Fionn, if women were on their square, it wouldn't matter. Yes, and also if the family court system wasn't as it is, it wouldn't matter. It is also part of the red pill stating that men should toughen up. It is the man's job to provide. True, I've seen that. I've seen that. Red pill can go from having self-respect to being a douche. And that's what the other ladies were speaking on. They were saying that they're getting scared, they're getting afraid of men who watch red pill content because they're afraid that the men will yell at them, be aggressive to them, that if they don't give up sex to them, that they will kick them out of their homes, yell at them, throw their stuff, possibly even assault them. All kinds of things. This is what women are saying about the men who are on red pill now. Now, you know what? I think the reason why I don't feel this way is because a woman who is living the right way is protected naturally from that. You are naturally protected from being in that kind of situation that you're going to be aggressed by a man because you're not giving it up, as it says, because first of all, you wouldn't be in that situation in the first place. No woman who is, as a fiance on their square, no woman who's actually on their square is going to be in that position to be aggressed in that way or assaulted in that way, because you're not going to be alone with a man in the middle of the night who is expecting you to give it up and then you don't, and then you're not going to have that situation. So there's no benefit. There's no benefit to men. There's no benefit to men because of the family court system. In my view, I believe it's because of the family court system that there's no benefit to men. Because without the family courts, there is benefit to men to having family, to having a woman. Because a man having to do everything on his own, having to, I mean, let's just say this. Actually, hold on. Wait. You guys are making me eat my words. I'm going to eat my words. Oh boy. Here we go. I'm going to eat my words. Yeah. Because you know what? There used to be a benefit but now we have machines that do everything. We have the dishwasher to wash the dishes. The man doesn't have to do that anymore if he lives on his own. We have washing machines, dryers. We don't need that stuff. But I tell you what, and I'm thinking about my own life because I can't really refer to other people's lives, but I tell you what, in my culture, men do not know how to do those things. They don't know how to clean. They don't know how to wash their clothes. They don't know how to load a dishwasher. They don't know how to wash dishes. And this is the reason why, because we separate those things and the men don't know how to do it. So that is the reason why in our culture, men demand having a woman because they refuse to clean. They refuse. They're not going to do that. They're not going to decorate a house. The hell? Leave it to the woman. They're not going to do all these things. They're not going to garden. They're not going to take care of that. They're not going to sew their clothes when their clothes rip. They're not going to go through the trouble of bleaching their shirts and stuff. They're not going to do that. So for us, that's why we have it. Like for us, marriage will never be out of style because of those reasons. We teach each other differently. But I understand that American men, Western men, they know how to use a washing machine. They know how to use a dishwasher. They can do all these things by themselves. So technically, what is the reason to have an extra bag of meat in the house that is stressing you for no reason if you know how to do all these things by yourself and you are able to do them by yourself? But this is why the value of a woman used to be more than just those things, because now we see women that have no type of skills. They don't have any skills. And the thing is, it doesn't take any skill to throw clothes in a washing machine. It doesn't take skills to do that. The reason why I said it takes skills is because in our case, let's say me and my husband, he rips his pants because of his the type of work he does. He rips his jeans left and right. His shoes are constantly being, his work shoes. I'm talking about work stuff now. His work shoes are constantly messed up. He sweats. He sweats like a wild man. So his socks and his undershirts and everything, you cannot just throw it in the washer and throw it in a dryer and it be done. He needs me. I have to do those things for him. I have to wash them specially the way I do it. I have to sew his clothes because they rip. And if they're work clothes, we're not going to keep buying work clothes again and again and again. So in our case, I'm needed. But think about a man who works in an office. He's probably going to need his stuff to be dry cleaned, and he can just drop it off at the dry cleaner. So it's like, what do you need the woman for? Especially if she's a... Man, hello, bag of meat. Leave me alone. I am a bag of meat, but I am halal meat at least. I am halal. At least I'm halal meat. Leave me alone. Kosher meat. Aaron. Hi, I'm Aaron, bag of meat. Nice to meet you. I'm sorry. You guys know I have a way of saying things. I'm sorry. I don't mean to talk like that, but I think a certain way. Okay, let's just say I think this way. This is the way that I'm speaking to you all is the way the words are running in my head. Okay. Women's lives have been made too easy in the West that their biggest enemy is flat out boredom. They all suffer from idle hands, and this is the reason why when you have daughters, when you have young daughters and young sons, especially daughters, the woman, you like women can be naturally lazy. Women can be naturally lazy. I'm sorry, guys. Hi, lazy. I like to be lazy too, but I can't be lazy until everything is done. Once everything is done, then I can lay around, but I have to do stuff. But anyway, the thing about training up a young girl so that this whole red pill movement is not talking about your daughter, because I think a lot of men think the reason why I don't approve of the red pill is because I have daughters. If I have daughters, I cannot approve of the red pill because they might be talking about my daughter. Now, if you've raised your daughter right, or if your daughter is on her square, as Fionn said, then the red pill would never be talking about your daughter. They would never be talking about her. So there shouldn't be this fear that a lot of men have of the red pill. I mean, not fear. I'm not going to say fear. Concern. There's a concern because I've seen it from a couple of men who say, I have a daughter. I can't approve of them saying that my daughter is just for cleaning or cooking or, what have you. And it's like, if your daughter is raised up right, you don't have to worry about that. Whatever they're talking about these hoe bags. You guys know what I'm talking about. The red pill movement is always talking about hoe bags, sleuths, loose ladies. They're talking about them. They're usually not talking about the sweet, virginal, innocent women. They're not talking about them. But if your daughter goes the wrong way or is off her square and the red pill is actually talking about her, you just have to accept it. You gotta accept, hey, my daughter is a sleut. And unfortunately, they're probably talking about her. Unfortunately, and that sucks. But at the same time, life is life. The reason why I said that, oh yeah, they're raising the daughters, raising your daughter a certain way. The way to raise her so that she's not what the red pill movement is talking about is, I believe, hear me out. We are raised a certain way. When a girl is young, you raise her up with the understanding that you are a girl. You are a girl. And as a girl, you're going to be expected to complete certain tasks or duties that boys are not expected to do, and vice versa. Boys are going to be expected to complete certain tasks that I would never expect of you. And that should be instilled from day two, because day one, of course, they're still infants. It doesn't, but from day two, when they start opening their eyes, that's when that stuff should happen, because that's what happened to me. That's what happened to me as a kid. When I was growing up from age 6, from age 5 or 6, I was already learning to serve the elders and the men of the family. We would bring them things at 6 years old. The women of the family would be in the kitchen. The men would be wherever the men wanted to be, in the men's room or the garage. And from that young age, my grandmother would say, hey, put this on, grab this, take this to the men, give it to them, bow or something like that, and then come back. And we will literally bow. And that was just something to be taught, just to show hierarchy and respect. I know a lot of people are like, oh, I'm not into that. You're making the girl feel like she's less than. No, it's called teaching respect. And even boys have their own way of learning respect to elders. And I mean, I don't understand why this stuff is missing so much in the culture that we live in. I don't understand why this stuff is missing. Like, when did it become? When did it be? When did this happen? That this culture, this Western culture, started seeing everybody like this. You know what I'm talking about? Where there's no hierarchy, nobody's above anybody, everybody's on the same level. And that shit is not true. It'll never be true. And so, hear me out. If we raising daughters, because I am too, we're raising daughters here. We're raising women. We're not raising bitches. We're not raising sleuths. Okay? We darn sure aren't raising girls that are going to have to make a decision of whether they're going to give it up or not give it up at 2:00 in the morning at a gentleman's house. And if they don't give it up, they're going to get kicked out with their clothes thrown onto the street and get an Uber. No, that's not what we're doing here. We're raising women, ladies. So in the process of raising a lady, you need to teach her first thing, respect. And respect, it comes with hierarchy, and hierarchy is very important. And I know a lot of people don't like to teach their daughter that she was like under a man or like what have you. But if you don't want to teach her that she's under a man, at least let her know men are stronger than you, baby. Men are stronger than you. They're bigger than you. And most likely they'll be able to beat the crap out of you if one day you decide to put your hands on them or to try them. So what I'm going to teach you from day one is to know your place as a woman. You are not about that life. You're not for the streets, Priscilla. Sorry. I don't know if you guys know where that's from. You're not from the streets, Priscilla. So anyway, but the red pill movement is not the problem. The red pill movement is not the problem. I don't believe so. I don't believe so. And hear me out. And for marriage, maybe. For marriage, maybe. No, I'm not even going to say that. No, I take that back too. You want to know why I take it back? Because the red pill movement, all it's doing is saying the truth. The red pill movement constantly brings up what's happening in the family courts. It tells you the truth of what to expect if shit goes wrong. And I don't think there's anything wrong with speaking on what can go wrong and letting men know what to expect, because I think that before YouTube and before these spaces that we have with one another, I believe that there were a lot of men specifically who were in the dark about the court systems, about how ladies can run them through the ringer. I think a lot of men still grew up with that idea of like women are princesses, and I don't know. So no, actually, I'm gonna take it back. I don't believe that the red pill is bad for marriage either, because if a man truly wants to be married, he's gonna get married. If a man wants to get married, he's gonna get married. He's not gonna care about what somebody else has to say. But I think it is true that he should know what's out there. And the same crap, and people try to compare red pill with feminism. These two are nothing alike. And for some people who are saying, how feminism hate men, well, that's the same thing that the red pill is doing against women. How feminism says, oh, men are bad and blah blah blah, and then the red pill movement comes out and says, no, women are bad and blah blah blah. Now hear me out, hear me out. The red pill movement or the red pill have more merit in what they're saying than the women do. I'm so sorry. Listen. If we really want to be honest, if men were as bad as the feminists say, the world wouldn't be as safe as it is. They wouldn't feel comfortable to talk the way that they do if it were true that men were as bad as the feminists say. You guys know that, right? Because if it were true, they would be scared. Because remember, things were barbaric before. Samuel, stop it. Stop it. Behave yourself. Stop. Oh my God. You two stop fighting. Frost and Samuel, you guys need to look, shake hands and stop. Both of you. I'm going to put both of you in a naughty corner if you guys keep it up. Both of you going to the naughty corner. But listen, feminism, the same crap. It has nothing the same. They are nothing alike. Now, I know a lot of people like to say that just because there's vitriol each way. There's vitriol in many things, but it doesn't make them the same. I'll tell you why. Because men rule the world. Men have run the world since the beginning of time. And only now are women trying to start running things. And we all see how the world has become with women trying to run stuff. But I digress. If it were true that men were so bad and so evil and so, what I'm talking about, then they wouldn't be safe. Women wouldn't have been safe to say whatever the heck they wanted to say. So we already know that these wenches, these bitches are lying. Now, for men, what the men are saying, it actually makes a lot of sense because their stuff can actually their stuff is backed behind statistics, reviews, divorce cases, child support cases, child custody cases, alimony. All these things are backed up like physically in paper. Now, the things that the women are saying can't be backed up in paper because they say, here they go, here's one stat. 1 in 4 women is raped or assaulted in college. That's 25% of women. Are you effing stupid? Now listen, if that were actually true, they don't even have stats to prove that. They don't have stats to prove none of this crap that they're saying, but they just throw out random numbers just to make men seem like they're out there just predatory. And half the women in college don't look, okay, well, I'm not even gonna say, it's not about looks. I know, rape is not about looks. It's about domination and power and humiliation. I get it. But man, oh man, these stats that these feminists throw out are absolute garbage and they're wrong. And they're not able to be proven by statistics. While what things that men say can be proven. So I want to show you guys something. I'm going to show you guys a picture. Okay. I'm going to show you guys this picture because it says something to me. Here it is. I was watching this black video. That's kind of me. I was watching this black video. You see this black video? No, I was watching this video, right? It's of this black creator, right? And I was looking in the comment section. And as you guys can see in the comment section, there was a man who said, well, okay, hold on. Wait. Now, before this comment, there was a woman who said, as a black woman, once you stop caring about what men think, specifically black men think, your life will be free. Okay. So this man responded with, as a black man, once you stop caring about what women think, especially black women, you set yourself free. Now, when I saw this, it spoke to me, and I tell you why. Why? Why? What is the point of this gender war? These are two black people who, now you never see this in another race. You don't see whites doing that. You don't see Arabs. You don't see Asians. You don't see nobody else. Latinos. You don't see Latinos. You don't see anybody else talking to one another like that. But in the black community, you guys know I'm all the way on black YouTube as well because of the Peef Network. But you only see this type of gender war stuff between a black man and a black woman. And you see what they were talking to each other. Oh, once you stop caring about what you think, or I shouldn't care about what you think. And only thing that's happening is that black men are starting to date more other races, and black women are starting to be more single with dogs and cats. That's all that's happening. There's a divide, and nobody wins. Nobody wins. And when I saw that, I was like, what in the absolute hell? Here we go. Here's another one. So this thing was talking about human suffering. Now, this comment I want to share with you. He says, God clearly likes to be entertained with great human suffering, by great human suffering. Why else would he not have helped them live better, more meaningful lives? Because this was a horrible life. He didn't do much, if anything, to erase people's suffering. But luckily for them, he kept them barely alive and in agony so that they could continue to relish every single moment of their crap existence. That was so nice of him, being sarcastic. Now, these are people who are talking about God and talking about how there must not be a God, because if there were a God, we wouldn't see all the situations that we have here and blah, blah, blah. God is not freaking Santa Claus. I don't know why people think that, like, every time we have the concept of God, they're always talking about God like he's a freaking Santa Claus, like he's like a genie in a bottle where you just like, oh, hi God, do I have 3 wishes? Like, what do people think and I just wanted to talk about that too, because I think that's a whole nother stream that we can talk about, where we could talk about God and what people think God is and what people think God should be doing, and why isn't he and why is he not, and the suffering around the world and blah, blah, blah. It's like, you think they, okay. But anyway, yes, and Puniti. And Puniti, because Puniti and Puniti. And Frost, did you just change your name? Because even if you change your name, I know it's you. I know it's you. Even if you change your name, I see it's you. You can't. So stop, okay? Stop it. Because I can still put you in a naughty corner, even if off-grid channel. Why do you need an off-grid channel on my channel? Did Samael block you again? Samuel, come to the front of the class. Samael, where are you? What did you do? Okay.
I timed him out because he was being a dick.
Will you stop it? Leave him alone. Leave him alone. Oh
5-minute timeout. All he had to do was wait.
See, and I'm gonna make him a mod too, so both of you guys can time out each other all day, all night. You guys can time out each other all day, all night. You guys are gonna kiss and make up one day. I tell you what. All right, I'm gonna share with you guys some news, and then yeah, and then we'll figure out something else. I don't. My mouth is dry. Okay, all right, here you go. Hold on 1 second, guys. Oh, this is very bright. It is a very bright. Alrighty then. Okay, let me see. I have some news for you guys. Hold on. Oh, I wanted to ask you guys a quick question before we do this. What do you guys think about the Epstein stuff? Because I know this stuff is still going on, and I'm about tired of hearing about it. But at the same time, I haven't checked in with you guys. What do you guys think about it? I don't know. Oh, Frost says, I'm going to Hawaii next Friday. I'll be documenting the whole trip on this channel, though, if you guys are interested. Oh, okay. Sub guys, sub to Frost if you guys want to see his Hawaii trip. There will be plenty of pictures of bikinis, girls in bikinis, and Coronas and margaritas on the side of the beach. If you guys would like to follow our favorite Frost and his adventures in Hawaii and his visit to Oprah's mansion, please give him a sub and a dub. Okay, let me do. It says, I think, oh, it's a diversion. Oh, because I'll be watching that, Frost. Says, I think Trump sold out to Israel. That's why he won't release the Epstein files. I'm in the Court of Appeals. Don't laugh at me, American Patriot. I'm doing what I can. I do what I can. John Doe says, I think we should wait for the dust to settle, but Epstein is not a top priority. John Doe, I give you that one. It could have been a big distraction. But what, I mean, the DOJ, what's her name? Is it, what the heck is her name? Why do I keep forgetting her name? You guys know her name. What do you guys think about her? Do you guys think that she's good? I don't know. No. Schizo says nope. Well, I don't know. Oh, Frost, by the way, if you're going to be showing your videos and documenting in Hawaii, girls in bikinis and all that, and your trip to Oprah's mansion, make sure your future wife, Rachel, is not online too, because you don't want to be in the doghouse when you get back. All right, here we go. Let me see. I'm looking at the news now. Hold on. Okay, you guys want some Washington news? So Washington State, to my people who live in Washington State, like Yakub and a couple of other people, a judge has blocked a Washington law that was aimed at Catholic priests. Now, there's been a federal judge named David Estudillo. His name is David Estudillo, and he's in Tacoma. He stayed a recently passed law that forces the Catholic clergy to disclose information obtained during confessions. Now, you guys remember that there was a Washington law that was trying to be passed saying that whatever information that a father learns in confessionals should be released to the FBI or the DOJ. Like, what the hell? But anyway, this has been stayed. So we're going to see what happens. We're going to see what happens. The only time that it should be released is if it involved the harming of children. SB 5375 was signed by Washington Governor Bob Ferguson back in May and promises to slap sex offenders with 360, not sex offenders, sorry. It promises to slap offenders, well, people who don't follow the bill or the law, with 364 days in jail and a $5,000 fine if they do not adhere to the law. Estudillo, who was appointed to the bench by Joe Biden, ruled that the law was likely unconstitutional on the grounds of violating the First Amendment. Ultimately, Washington's failure to demonstrate why it has an interest in the highest order in denying an exemption exemption to clergy while making such exemptions available to other professionals who work with undeserved children is likely fatal to SB 5375. Now, there have been pro-Catholic groups who are expressing their excitement and glee after the decision, but there was no comment from Ferguson at the time of this article's writing. So I don't understand where they were trying to go on that one, where they want to learn. Thank you, Pam Bondi. Thank you, guys. I'm sorry. I don't know why. Sometimes I cannot remember names because as soon as I see one name, I forget other ones. But thank you so much. So in Washington, they're trying to they're trying to get the Catholic clergy to expose people's confessions during confessionals. Like, okay. Now, I want to talk about Epstein file just really quickly. The demon rats have, you know how they feel about the Epstein files. I have seen so many Democrats on X, on Twitter, and I don't even watch Twitter, but I was watching it a little bit. So many Democrats on X out there talking about Republicans, saying that Republicans are perverts, Republicans are, we're always saving Trump because we're always backing Trump, even when he hides Epstein or when he protects Jeffrey Epstein or what have you. These people are, and then other people were talking about how they're just hoping, I don't know. I don't even want to get into it. I've actually stopped responding to X about
Did you
Epstein
freeze?
file release. Go
I think
ahead.
your image froze. You froze for a
My
second.
image, my image froze.
Yeah.
I mean, but as long as you guys can hear me, I don't care if the image froze. Could you guys hear me? I mean, what? Hello? Where'd you go? Okay. Okay. Can you guys hear me? You guys can still hear me, right? Yeah. Oh, wait, what the hell? He just like disappeared. Okay. Repeat all that. What? Are you kidding me? No. No. I have to repeat. How much do I have to repeat? All right. I'll just go here. Wait. Oh, the audio stopped too? Okay. All right. Whatever. Thank you. Thank you, Samael, for telling me. So the Democrats have stumbled when they were pressed on Epstein's file release. While the Trump administration has been weathering the storm behind the Epstein files, either being buried or no longer existing, Morning Joe co-host Joe Foxborough confronted Democrat Jamie Raskin on why didn't the Biden administration release the files to the public when they had control of the DOJ from 2021 up until Trump's second inauguration. So they're asking, because the Democrats are out there talking about how Republicans are so bad and they're perverts and they're protecting Trump and da 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 da. So people were asking the Democrats, like, okay, well, why didn't you guys release the files when you guys were in power? Huh? And Raskin's reply was this. He said, and I quote, so, I mean, you'd have to go back and look specifically at a particular prosecutorial decision and what was taking place in terms of the other cases. So I don't know. We could try to reconstruct that record. What the hell does that even mean? What does that even mean? Raskin was not the only Democrat to be confronted by an otherwise friendly news outlet. Michigan Democrat Pramila Jayapal was reportedly caught off guard when CNN anchor Pamela Brown asked her the same question. Why didn't the Democrats release the files when they were in control? Democrats have been attempting to use the Epstein files to attack the Trump administration with their calls for transparency, supposedly. Now, here's the quote. She said, if you see such a need to investigate this, why didn't you raise it during the Biden administration? We couldn't find that you made any public comments about Epstein in previous administrations. And said this, and I quote, well, I would have been happy to raise it then as well. I mean, frankly, we were focused on so many other things in different places and different pieces. So you guys are so brave and saying it with your chest about Trump, Trump, Trump. But when you guys had the ball, you guys dropped the ball, and now you're saying like, oh, we wanted to, and we would have been happy to, but we were busy with other things and other pieces of things, you know. Okay. All right. I mean, hey, that's their answer. What can we do? Now, if you guys don't remember, speaking of previous administrations, Joe Biden, you guys know that he was not there when he was supposedly in office. And I always use the quotes for that one because he didn't, I doubt he knew that he was the president. I really do. At this point, I really doubt that he knew that he was the president. But Biden chief of staff admits to authorizing auto pen during a testimony. On Biden's last day as president, his chief of staff, Jeff Zients, reportedly gave final approval to use the auto pen for the preemptive pardons that were handed out. And as you guys know, the pardons of his son and all those things, they were allowed to use the auto pen for those final approvals of those pardons. The approval was sent to an aide that sent Zients and others present in a meeting, which Biden was present at. But we know that when he's present, he's like, he's there, but he's not really there. But anyway, the approval was sent to an aide that sent Zients and others who were present at that meeting, including Joe Biden, requesting approval for the pardons from Zients and the White House Deputy Chief of Staff, Bruce Reed. Now, this happened at 10:28 p.m. 10:28 p.m., when most people are already getting ready for bed or possibly in bed, this is going on. Zients, well, and that's another thing. Wait, before we continue with Zients, that's another thing. You think Joe Biden was alert and active at 10:28 p.m.? 10:28 p.m. and all of this meetings are going on and all of this auto pen and signing. Well, we didn't know it was auto pen, but let's just, for example, all of this pardons and everything was going on at 10:28 p.m. when we know that Joe Biden at the right time of, 3:38 p.m. is like this. So 10:28 p.m., Zients replied with his approval 3 minutes later. And he said this: I approve the use of auto pen for the execution of all of the following pardons. In addition, the news report revealed that Biden did not personally approve every name in the broad pardons, categorical pardons. A total of 4,245. Let me say that again. A total of 4,245. Now, hold on. Wait, as I say this number, you know what I remember? Do you guys remember the movie Matilda? Do you guys remember Matilda? Do you guys remember in the movie Matilda when Danny DeVito, he was coming home to talk about his profits that he made at work that day from selling, these crap cars. But he came home and he was trying to get his son to write down the math equation to add up all the numbers for the profits that he made. He said, son, write this down. Look, this car, I bought it for $824, but I sold it for $2,796. Write it down. Now, as I say that number, this is what I'm thinking about. A total of 4,245 people were pardoned between October 2024 and January before Trump's inauguration. Between October 2024 and Trump's inauguration, that's only 3-4 months about. Now, think about this. November, December, January. Dang, that's only 3 months. Okay. That's 3 months, okay? And we're sitting here in 3 months, a total of 4,245 people were pardoned. That's over 1,000 years. Okay, well then, here we go. Between October 24 and January 25, most of whom were likely not pardoned by Joe Biden himself, time will tell if any of them are going to be overturned in the light of this development, because we can't be sure or certain that these pardons were supposed to go through. Now, you can't you can't just pardon people with auto pen. So a lot of these pardons might be overturned. I mean, I think it's possible that they could be overturned. You know what I'm saying? Because how can these even be valid? They're not really valid. The president doesn't know what the hell he was doing, supposedly president. So, Neil, Pramila G was probably busy trying to find a brain. Oh, well, remember what I told you, Neil. If she's a woman, she might have the size of squirrel, brain of squirrel. Dr. Yamaka says. Dr. Yamaka is a very, very famous doctor in Kazakhstan. He knows what he's talking about. Okay, let me tell you what. Dr. Yamaka, he knows. He knows. He did the X-ray. X-ray shows that women have the brain of squirrel. Okay. Next, I want to give you guys this. Okay, here we go. Oh, we got some. Oh, this type of news just hurts my soul. All right, here we go. An advocacy group CEO, which only means George Soros group number 25. But an advocacy group CEO says that he was offered $20 million to recruit anti-Trump protesters. The CEO of the advocacy group Crowds in Demand, which I believe is related to George Soros, but who knows, they claim to have recently denied $20 million in an offer to organize a national rally against President Trump. Now, that can't be true, because if it were by George Soros, he would have took that money. Actually, he would have been giving the money, really. But, well, he probably was giving the money. But Crowds in Demand, you guys understand. When they were asked by his interviewer, why he didn't take the $20 million deal, the CEO said, and I quote, "It's not to say I would have made $20 million personally, but the value of the contract would have been worth around that amount nationwide to organize a huge demonstration or more demonstrations around the country." He went on to say, "But personally, I just don't think it's effective. So I'm not trying to call myself virtuous for not taking it. What I'm saying is, I'm rejecting it, not because I don't want to take the business, but because frankly, this is going to be ineffective. It's going to make us all look bad." Now, that's the end of the quote. Now, when I was saying that quote, you guys might think that I was having trouble reading it, but no, I wasn't having trouble reading it. That was an actual quote. That is how that person spoke. Okay. Now, I'm not saying I'm the most intelligent person in the world. And I know that English being my third language, maybe I don't speak it as eloquently as many Americans. But when I hear a sentence like this, where you keep on saying the word frankly and personally, and all right, here we go. It says, "But personally, I just don't think it's effective." So I'm not trying to call myself virtuous for rejecting it. What I'm saying is, I'm rejecting it. So that is how that person actually spoke. And I know that this is a little bit off topic. I know that his grammar has nothing to do with the meaning of what we're talking about here, but it bothers me to know that this person is a freaking CEO. He is the CEO of a company that was offered $20 million, and he cannot speak. He can't even say a sentence without sounding like a freaking Valley girl. Like totally, but I don't know, personally, I don't know, but I'm not saying that I really am, but what I'm trying to say is, why do you sound like freaking Barbie? I don't understand how the hell you're supposed to be. All right, I'll stop. I'll move on. He did reject the $20 million offer, but I guess in his mind, he's like, "I'm not virtuous for doing that. I just don't think it would have been effective." Okay. The next thing I want to give you guys, I want to give you guys one more, and then I will sing you guys a lullaby. Um, I'll talk to you guys. D-Day, calm down, calm down. Jesus, you guys, you guys need to learn how to be kinder. Thank God my brain is a little bigger than a squid. No, it's not squid, Miss Mona. It's squirrel. Squirrel. Oh my God, that's cute. Oh, Frost is out of timeout. Welcome back. Welcome back from the naughty corner. I like you guys so much. He says, well, sadly, racism is back because of the black fatigue trend. Listen, there doesn't need to be a trend, okay? People are tired of certain behaviors and certain things. The fact that we can't go to Walmart, Target, Walgreens, Rite Aid, CVS without having to see all of our goodies or inventory behind glass or plexiglass or being locked up and needing keys. You need to go get the cashier to go open it because you can't just get out. I mean, the fact that we have to live in this dystopian world all because of one group that is going around and causing mayhem. You don't need a trend. We don't need TikTok to make a black fatigue trend. We don't need that. People, and the thing is, I used to try to say that it isn't a black thing until I was at my neighborhood Rite Aid. I went to my neighborhood Rite Aid just to get, oh, I don't know, maybe soap or something, I forget. But I was there and I was going down the aisles just browsing because you know what? They had good music playing. They were playing some country music. I loved it. They had good music playing and it was just a nice day. So I was going around the aisles, just looking around. And when I went down the makeup aisle, I saw three black women with bags, shower caps on their heads, and makeup on their faces. I don't understand how you have a shower cap and makeup because if you took a shower, then you should be, well, whatever. But there were three black women and they had bags in their hands. And what do you think that they were doing with those bags? They were taking items off of the shelves and just swooping them in the bags without a care in the world. They went from that aisle to the next aisle to the next. And I thought to myself, maybe they're just going to take the bag to the front to the cashier and then pay for it there. No. By the time I got to my soap aisle after browsing, all I could hear was the alarm blasting. Din, 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 din. So what do as the nosy person that I am? I walk my hiney right on over to see what happened. And as I look over there, I see those same three black women, I think four at the time, I think another one had come. Those three black women walk calmly and slowly out of the Rite Aid as if nothing was going to happen to them because they knew that nothing would happen to them. They knew. And I asked the cashier when I went to pay for my things, like normal people do. I went to pay for my things and I asked the cashier, why did they just walk like that? Why didn't they run? I mean, usually if you're stealing, you would run, right? And she said, there's nothing we can do. All we can do is put the camera so that we can see their faces and ban them. So, yeah, there doesn't need to be a trend. There doesn't need to be a movement, a black fatigue thing. This is something that is ruining civilization for many people. And it's not about race, it's about culture, values, respect. And those things aren't being taught anymore. That's the reason why I said go hard, go hard. And yeah, that's what happened. So I'm not saying that it's only a black thing. I'm not saying that. But from my own eyes, the eyes that I see with my own eyes and my brain of squirrel, I saw that with my own eyes. And no one's gonna tell me, oh, your experience was that was just the white man in blackface. It wasn't really black people doing that. Come on now. Come on now. The next thing I want to give you guys is Karen Bass. You guys know LA has been on fire yet again. And LA Mayor Karen Bass, she is giving cash payments to illegal aliens and issues an order to sabotage ICE. And she's pushing a hoax, as we all know. But on Friday, LA Mayor Karen Bass signed an executive order to supercharge existing protocols that support illegal alien neighborhoods, or as I like to call them, illegal cockroaches. But anyway, she is pushing an executive order to supercharge all of these protocols that support people who broke our laws, neighborhoods, which includes cash payments for what is being blamed on the ICE raid fallout. According to Democrat officials, the order is aimed at protecting the city's workforce operations. You, uh, so I have a question. So 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 the workforce. All right. Okay. So the Americans, the citizens of this country, the taxpayers, the workforce that actually pays for the welfare and for the programs and all that. These are the people that are saying we need our mayor to protect our city. But instead of protecting the American citizens, the workers of America that pay taxes and contribute to this nation, and, you know, we are going to not give a damn about those people, but instead we are going to make sure we protect the illegals who blatantly break our laws and demand that we be grateful because they're here. We're going to protect them instead of protecting the citizens of this country who actually pay the taxes that actually produces the welfare that many of these illegals get on with their babies that are anchor babies, and then they typically don't even learn the language of this freaking country and then end up on the welfare system that is paid for by us, the American taxpayer. But LA mayor says that she is going to protect the city's workforce operations. Now, I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking about this wrong. Maybe I'm wrong, but here it is. In addition to the cash payout, the cash that is taken away from American citizens who work and pay taxes, she's giving that money to illegals. In addition to the cash payouts, the executive order demands that the federales, the feds, hand over their records on the raids, who was arrested and detained, and for what reason, and what the cost to the taxpayer was, which they will be adding to a Freedom of Information Act request. So basically, Karen Bass is going full Karen on America, basically the people that she's supposed to be protecting. Instead of being a Karen for us, Karen Bass is being a Karen for the other side because they matter more. Yay! You know, I'm starting to believe that the best thing to do now is to drop our citizenship as Americans. I think we would get more care. We would get taken care of better if we rejected our own citizenship. But anyway, following the executive order, Karen Bass, mayor of LA, she spoke at a press conference saying, and I quote, There is no need for me to have an executive directive to help our city understand how to protect itself from our federal government. What we have seen here over the last, I don't know, 6 weeks now of raids that pop up, and we never know exactly when and where they're going to happen, the directive will help city workers know how to address immigration officials should they approach a city department. Oh, end quote, guys, if that means anything. This is wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. All right, so so she says that she is trying to help our city, right? Our city. Do you mean their city or ours? When you say our city, do you mean us as the American city that's in America? Because LA is not Mexico or Honduras or Guatemala. But she says, we're trying to help our city understand how to protect itself from our federal government. So are you saying that the uh, our city is not America? Is not wait. So our federal government is not taking care of its country by ridding itself of people who blatantly break the law and have criminal records, or are we being more protected by the illegals that are here who break laws and have criminal records? And so who's protecting us more, the federal government or the illegals? This is a tough one. This is a tough one right now. I mean, you guys know with my brain of squirrel, this might take a while for me to come up with the answer. My brain of squirrel, it takes me a while, but I'm starting to think that we should start rejecting our American citizenship, because that's the only way we'll get some damn respect around here. Because I don't understand why us as Americans, why we are paying taxes to these corrupt pedophiles, most of them, but I don't understand why we are paying taxes to these people who don't give a damn about us. We have people who are begging. Trump got elected for fucking reason, and this is why he got elected. You see, what Trump is doing is promises made, promises kept. This is what we asked for. So when you say that you're trying to protect LA from the federal government, you have to remember that America voted for this. America wanted this. And I don't understand why we are paying taxes and paying so much money to these people who give not a care about us. And we are supposed to continuously support. And you know what? Maybe it is LA's fault. It's LA's fault for picking such a lunatic mayor. It is. It is. Well, I mean, with Newsom and then this chick, I mean, California is winning. Winning the Darwin Award of the Year. Anyway, guys, how are you guys doing? I 3.5 years. And the thing is, it feels like we've had 2 years of Trump, and it's only been, what, 6 months, 7 months. It's crazy. It feels like we've already had 2 years of Trump, and we've only had a couple of months. And the reason why it feels that way is because things happen back to back. Like Trump, since he's been in office, he's been getting stuff done. Some things I approve of, some things I don't. But at the same time, stuff has been getting done. At least stuff is moving, and we're not just sitting. And this is what America voted for. And for her to blatantly disrespect the people of this nation by saying that she needs to protect the illegals when the illegals aren't the one who put her in her office. The illegals aren't the one who sat her tail in that chair. The illegals aren't the one who did that. The American citizens are. And she has so much loyalty to people that don't even know her freaking name. Ask any illegal. Who is the mayor of Los Angeles? Who's the mayor of Los Angeles? The city that you've been living in for probably the last 20 years. Who's the mayor? Yo no sé. Hola, ¿cómo estás? They don't know who the freak you are. And you're just over here just, I must protect them. I have so many things I want to say, but I won't do it because I want to try to redeem myself from my potty mouth because I have been very, very naughty today and I apologize. It just really ticks me off. It ticks me off. It ticks me off like no other. Bass and Newsom are putting in low-income housing while denying building permits for Pacific Palisades. Wonderful. Women in power. Exactly. D-Day. And when I say that women don't belong in power, oh, Amira, you're a woman hater. Your brain of squirrel is really getting to you. You see, Amira, you're the problem, Amira. You should learn that women would do a better job than men anyway. Women are better than men, Amira. When are you going to learn that? Never. Leave me alone, Ms. Mona. Leave me alone. But, I mean, my goodness. The post says, I have no idea who's our mayor either. Well, that's bad, Lipo. You need to fix that for sure. You need to fix that because, but you know what, Lipo? There's a huge difference between you as the American citizen not knowing who your mayor is and she's not fighting for you, so who gives a damn at the end of the day, versus her fighting for illegals who don't even know that her position exists. She's fighting for, and the thing is, the citizens are the ones who put her in her chair. And she is disrespecting them left and right by always pandering for them and pandering for, oh my God. Ooh, I get so mad. I just want to curse. I want to curse like a freaking sailor right now. There are so many names that I want to call this woman and you know, other than a child of God. And I just, I can't, I'm not supposed to. Trump won the popular vote. This is what the people want. The left look crazy, simping for illegal immigrants. And that's the crazy thing is like, even Democrats don't want this. I mean, if you look at past videos of Obama, Hillary Clinton, not the Cuomos, what's the other guy? Schumer, Chuck Schumer, everybody, Pelosi, past videos of these people show that they were saying everything that Trump is saying today. So they just all just because they want to be contrarian to Trump, they want to be against Trump, they are simping for illegal aliens. Really?
Did you freeze again? I think she froze
Yeah,
again, guys.
I did.
Okay.
I saw it. Sorry, guys. But I mean, did you guys hear me at least? I don't know. Hope.
No, it was out. It was just a frozen picture and no sound.
Oh my God.
Only for
This
about
is
3
something.
seconds, but yeah.
And my internet is good, which is crazy. I don't understand. Maybe it's my computer. It might be my computer.
It could be.
Amir's going to end this stream and have it Tourette's. But Aaron, how did you know? Listen, Aaron, stop stalking me. Stop stalking me. Okay. You don't need to know what I do when I turn off the laptop. Okay. None of you guys need to know what I do. No, Miss Mona, I didn't think about that. What did she say? I hear you clearly. Thank you, Miss Mona. I have to get somebody to tell me what's going on because I don't know. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and take off. Thank you all so much for joining me because I cannot have another freeze happen. And you know what else happens? Every time the internet freezes, my face is I'm all like, I just hope I wasn't like, looking crazy when I froze, but whatever. All right. Let's okay, let me get ready for the outro. Hold on. Okay. All right, ready? Okay. All right, here we go. Shh, shh. Everybody shush. Okay. Thank you all for joining me today. It has been a pleasure. I have enjoyed every single moment with you all since the beginning to the end, from the middle, from the top to the bottom. And Miss Mona, thank you for joining us today. It has been a pleasure to see you here as well, girl. But thank you all so much. And I hope Frost is out of the naughty corner. And I hope you all have a great week on my behalf. Thank you all for joining me. And with that, I yield my time. Good night, everybody.
Well, I say every day it's a getting closer to taking a bath with my fucking toaster.
Why? Why?